first on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Welcome in and happy Friday to you. Thanks for choosing Fox 10 Midday. We've officially made it to the weekend, and I'm Ashley Mitchell.
I'm meteorologist Nicholas Herboso. Let's go ahead and start with the forecast as we typically do. This is the Dauphin Island camera behind us. There's that flag. It is moving. Rough boating conditions, very rough beach conditions out there, but the weather itself is not bad.
Yeah, good for a walk on the beach.
Yes,
right?
Comfortable temperatures this morning. Really, we did get that push of drier air. That was a really nice thing for us. We keep that for tonight. Football games tonight are going to be fantastic.
News.
But it is going to we're going to have a rain chance at the end of the weekend, so we did talk about that. Here is that weekend outlook for you. Partly cloudy, 84 degrees for us on Saturday, and then Sunday we have scattered showers and thunderstorms that start to roll in here as we have a little disturbance over the Gulf, an upper level disturbance that is going to be leading to bands of rain pushing on inland here. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. We're going to go straight to Futurecast. This is the graph model. Goes out a decent time here, and what you're going to notice is a little spin over the Gulf. That is an upper level system reflected there in the forecast model. This is Saturday morning, mostly cloudy skies, but no real rain on Saturday. Rain chances only around 10-20%. Then on Saturday evening, you can see showers cutting closer, almost like these band features. And then Sunday through the day, showers move in gradually from south to north. We could see some heavier rain in spots with this. We're going around a 60% chance of rain based on the current forecast models. 3 p.m. Sunday, there you go with the scattered showers and thunderstorms happening. And even into Monday, we will continue to have some rain. There's also another disturbance that is over Florida that's working its way inland. The Hurricane Center is actually watching that one. I don't think it's going to develop though, but it's also going to bring some rain to the east coast of Florida. So here are our rain chances over the next 7 days, and what we can see is Sunday is our peak there around 60%, and then 50-40. It gets a little more reasonable towards the end of the week. Currently right now we're feeling the nice dry air. We also have that cloud cover helping us out, keeping the temperature down a little bit. 78 in Evergreen, 77 Mobile, 76 in Pensacola. Here are those numbers elsewhere. You can see 73 in Leakesville, 72 Chatham, still 71 degrees in Grove Hill, so really comfortable temperatures there. Northwest Florida, you are a little warmer. How about 79 for you in Crestview? Your forecast this evening is looking quite good. We're heading out to St. Paul's for our Big Friday kickoff game. 77 degrees, dropping to 74 at the end of the game under a mostly cloudy sky. It says mostly cloudy. We're not going to have rain issues most likely today unless we see a 5 p.m. afternoon shower along the coast, but otherwise these games will be mainly dry and good. I'll have more on that long-range forecast coming up.
Thank you, Nick. Well, Trump is ramping up his war on drugs, letting Congress know the U.S. is engaged in a formal armed conflict with terrorist cartels. The notice comes after the administration carried out 3 deadly strikes on boats in the Caribbean, allegedly smuggling drugs last month. Fox's Rebecca Castor has more.
After these fiery strikes on suspected drug smuggling boats in the Caribbean, the Trump administration sent a memo to Congress Thursday, officially declaring the nation is in an armed conflict with drug cartels designated by the White House as terrorist organizations.
He's treating them as terrorists like they should be, and he's playing the away game. He's not waiting for the drugs to get here to kill, hundreds of thousands of Americans through their poisoning.
The notice to Congress comes after some lawmakers on both sides questioned whether the strikes were legal. Only Congress can declare war, but the White House says the president was acting within his constitutional authority because the cartels pose a direct threat to Americans.
Even though there's no threat to an armed military force, they can use that lethal force against them, even though there's no direct threat to them. Because why? It's an armed conflict.
Since President Trump's return to the White House, the State Department has designated 19 new foreign terrorist groups. And one cartel boss admitted in an interview with CNN that their job is getting harder.
Do you think what President Trump has been doing has been making your job tougher?
Oh, yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
But it's becoming more difficult, you think?
Yeah.
The letter to Congress implies more strikes could be coming, saying U.S. forces remain postured to carry out more military operations as necessary. Castor, Fox News.
Also today, we're expecting another vote in the Senate to reopen the federal government, but it doesn't look like those numbers have changed overnight. The president sitting down with Budget Director Russell Vought to figure out what permanent government cuts should happen during the shutdown and how many employees should get fired. Democrats say Republicans, though, won't negotiate. In the meantime, Republicans in the Senate today will try once again to pass a measure to reopen the government under current spending levels as Democrats hold out for more health care subsidies. And GOP leaders say Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is bowing to the far left.
Since the White House meeting that took place on Monday, Republicans have gone radio silent. It's clear that they wanted to shut this government down, and they wanted to shut it down because they were unwilling to provide health care to working class Americans.
It is a dark day in America because real Americans are suffering because of the political antics and shenanigans of Chuck Schumer and 43 of his Democrat colleagues in the Senate. They voted for 3 times now to shut the government down and inflict this pain.
The Senate vote today will be the 4th time Republicans have tried to pass their temporary spending bill, and political experts say it's likely to not pass. In the meantime, the fighting in Gaza is intensifying this morning, despite President Trump's push for peace. Friday was the unofficial deadline for Hamas to respond to the president's ceasefire proposal, and the group is sending mixed messages. One Hamas official said today they need more time. Another yesterday claimed they'll be submitting a series of amendments to the 20-point plan. Meanwhile, Israel is pre-positioning troops and tanks, preparing to escalate its offensive if Hamas says no to the deal.
They've got them completely surrounded. They moved close to 1 million people out of Gaza City. So what is going to be left is largely Hamas and those that are supporting Hamas.
But at this point, implementing any deal could prove difficult. The Hamas leadership has been decimated by Israeli airstrikes, and it's not clear if negotiators are still in touch with the fighters in Gaza. Now, earlier today, President Trump updated his deadline, saying that Hamas must now accept the deal by Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And back at home, we have an urgent community alert for you this morning. The search for a wanted fugitive is now underway. Authorities are looking for Ronald Coley Jr. He's pictured right there on your screen. Now, this all began during a standoff with law enforcement in Chickasaw yesterday afternoon. The Mobile County Sheriff's Office was called to the 300 block of Myrtlewood Avenue by the U.S. Marshal's Office. There, they were looking for Coley, who barricaded himself in a house. According to the sheriff's office, he fled once deputies entered the home.
He has active warrants for felon in possession of a firearm, and he was on probation for assault second, which he has a revocation warrant on. He's got a very violent history, and he is believed to be armed.
Sheriff Birch says Coley should be considered armed and dangerous. Anyone who knows his whereabouts is asked to contact the Mobile County Sheriff's Office. Well, a 3-year-old girl allegedly kidnapped by her mother in Orange Beach has been found in Mexico. Authorities say Haley Harris was arrested in Mexico, charged with international parental kidnapping. According to court records, investigators used Harris's cell phone data to track them down. The child's father says officials told him his daughter could be back in the U.S. as early as tomorrow. Meanwhile, Harris is scheduled to appear in court in Atlanta on Monday. Gulfstream TV app ChatGPT introducing new parental controls this week, and this comes amid concerns about teen safety online. Sarah Wall is taking a closer look at what the new controls are, how they work, and why some say they are needed. In-depth ChatGPT introducing parental controls is available right now on the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app. And don't forget, you can join the conversation every weekday morning live at 9 a.m. Straight ahead on Fox 10 Midday, you have a chance to take home a handmade glass pumpkin made by a South Alabama art student. Stephen Moody tells you how after the break. Speaking of some fall things, Nick, it kind of felt like fall this morning.
Yeah, really comfortable temperatures. Now, tomorrow morning, we do turn those temperatures up very, very slightly, but it should not be a huge difference. Here's a look at your forecast lows overnight tonight. 63 in Grove Hill, 64 in Evergreen. 66 in Mobile. So we're going to be getting a little more moisture into our atmosphere in the days ahead of a rain chance this weekend. Details on that coming up.
Welcome back in on your Friday. It's a fall tradition at the University of South Alabama, and today you have a chance to take home a handmade glass pumpkin during the annual Glass Pumpkin Patch Festival. Our Stephen Moody has more on the annual sale that makes everyone smile.
It's officially fall, and that means pumpkins are all around. But if you're looking for a particular kind, the University of South Alabama has you covered with its annual Glass Pumpkin Patch Festival. But before they were ready to be sold, I got a sneak peek to see how they're made. It's an incredible process that takes usually a couple of seasons to master, but some students get it faster. It starts with getting the glass, putting the color on, and then blowing carefully. Then you shape it, you make the stem, and then you have an amazing piece of art. 60% of all of the purchases goes to the artist and 40% goes to the program. Last year, over 1,700 of these pumpkins were sold, so I had to ask, what makes this so much fun?
It's a trade that is very specific to the studios and that sort of thing. So a lot of people will go years and years without ever seeing a glass blower. So most of the time when people see these glass objects we create, they're kind of just amazed. They're like, wow.
And wow, indeed. This was the reaction Friday morning as people lined up for one or many of these pumpkins. That includes one couple that's made this their own tradition.
We've come many years and enjoyed it so much. It's just fun to do.
We started going when it was over behind the glass blowing class itself, and so we see that it's grown and think it's wonderful for the university. Yeah, we definitely want to support the program.
And it's something that they can now pass on to future generations.
They're really an heirloom. You know, there's something to pass on.
They really like it, and they like to see as they come into the house.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
Well, today's day in history takes us back to 1863 and the creation of a beloved holiday tradition. It was on this day that President Abraham Lincoln made Thanksgiving a national holiday. President Lincoln set aside the last Thursday of November for Americans to give thanks. Coming just after the Union victory at Gettysburg, the proclamation aimed to bring a divided nation back together. Rooted in traditions dating back to George Washington, Thanksgiving has grown into one of America's most enduring holidays, a celebration of gratitude and unity.
That's what it looks like outside right now from our Daphne camera. A little bit of sun shining down there, but it is a mostly cloudy picture that we have a very comfortable morning with temperatures that were way down this afternoon. It does get warm into the middle 80s. Your overnight lows from last night into this morning, 60 degrees, the observation in Evergreen, 63 in Crestview. Closer to the coast, we had some upper 60s, 65 degrees was the number at Mobile Regional Airport. I think the numbers come up very slightly for our Saturday morning, 63 Grove Hill, 64 Monroeville, and 64 in Evergreen. So those numbers are a little bit higher. Right around 70 still at the coast, though. 70 degrees in Gulf Shore, 67 in Navarre, 70 in Destin. Muggy meter shows us getting a little more humid. We're going to be getting into that muggy category for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Moisture coming in from the Gulf, and that will lead to a more unsettled picture for those days as well. Let's take a look at the tropics here. We have two areas that we are watching. A wave has just come off of Africa here, and it has a medium chance of developing in the Atlantic. Some of the forecast models picking this up. This is what we call the main development region of the Atlantic, where most tropical systems develop. Closer to home, we have this little disturbance here, expected to develop a weak low pressure system somewhere near the Bahamas or Florida. If you were watching yesterday, you remember this yellow blob was more over Florida and over the eastern Gulf. They pushed it a little bit to the east, and I think based on the forecast model trends that we've seen, that makes sense. A little bit of moisture pushes north into the east coast of Florida and also the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas. You can kind of see that here on our Futurecast. You see where that low is. There is also another weak low pressure system that tries to develop here in the northern Gulf. That actually gives us a Sunday rain chance, Sunday, Monday as well. So this is the GFS forecast model. We get our rain chance, and you can see a little bit more unsettled weather over Florida there as well, even into Tuesday. Let's switch forecast models. We're going to go with a graph futurecast model, so a little higher resolution. You see mostly cloudy picture through the day on Saturday. There is around a 10 to 20% chance of rain. You can see that weak low that is trying to spin in the Gulf there. Not concerned with that developing, and not even concerned really with the one over Florida developing. You can barely see that one on this model. But what we do note is showers across the region here with some of our coastal areas, including through the day on Sunday, south of I-10 early in the morning, then it drifts north. These bands of rain that we see here. And we'll keep that around even into Monday morning as well with some scattered showers. So what are we doing with the rain chances? We have a 60% rain chance on Sunday. They'll go to around to 50%. They'll be scattered on Monday, and then Tuesday as well. We do have that small rain chance. In the near term, though, our rain chance is only around 10% today, but it is still 10%. It is not zero. I've been noticing on the forecast models a consistent showing of showers south of Interstate 10. And the timing, 6 and 7 p.m. So if you have a game down there, I know there are a couple games down there south of I-10. Keep an eye on the radar just in case. Most games will be dry, though. Here's that All-In Credit Union tailgate weather forecast. Mostly cloudy skies, mostly dry for the games, and you can see temperatures falling into the 70s. Really comfortable conditions there. Big Friday kickoff setting to St. Paul's for this one, and it is going to be a good one. 77 degrees, dropping to 74 St. Paul's Gulf Shores. Other games across the area really looking good. Here's that 7-day outlook. We have that chance of rain coming in on Sunday, Monday, and after that, the end of the week, temperatures go way up back into the middle and upper 80s.
Nick, thank you. Well, Sean Diddy Combs is scheduled to be sentenced today. Prosecutors have asked a judge to sentence the music mogul to more than 11 years in prison. Combs' team has asked for 14 months. Here's Fox's Connor Hansen.
Once one of the most powerful men in the music industry, Sean Diddy Combs is now asking a judge for mercy. For the first time in his federal case, Diddy is speaking out in a 4-page letter to the judge ahead of his sentencing. He writes that he lost his way and was reborn behind bars, writing, quote, "I got lost in my journey, lost in the drugs and the excess. My downfall was rooted in my selfishness. I have been humbled and broken to my core." The rapper and music mogul was found guilty back in July of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He was acquitted of the most serious counts: racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion.
Some of the victims are afraid that because he knows their names, that he may get out and try to retaliate against them.
In his letter, Combs also apologized to his former girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie, who testified during the trial, saying she endured years of physical and emotional abuse and was forced to have sex with male escorts while drugged. Prosecutors are arguing that even though the rapper was acquitted of the most serious charges, the sentence should reflect the evidence of a violent past that presented.
The court could consider what we all saw, that video, beating her when she tried to escape and dragging her by the hair.
Well, it's 11:20 on your Friday, and up next, the Queen of Clean shows us an easy and simple way to boost the sense of our homes. More Fox 10 Midday is on the way right after this. Welcome back. When it comes to our homes, there is one thing we can all agree on. We want it to smell good, but sometimes fragrances can come with chemicals and odors our nose just doesn't agree with. So today, the Queen of Clean shows us how to make a homemade fragrance.
You know, all of us want our home to smell good, and we spend millions of dollars a year on buying fragrance products. And all of those products are filled with chemicals and oftentimes don't smell like we think they will when we get them home. But did you know that for pennies and 5 minutes of your time, you can make your own diffuser and it will smell incredible. It will be your signature scent. So today I'm going to show you how to do that. And the first thing you need for that is you need what's called a carrier oil. That's something that carries the fragrance. So you can use fractionated coconut oil, you can use almond oil, whatever you have. If you're going to buy something, buy whatever's cheaper. It's fine. It will all work the same way. Then you're going to need your essential oils. And you can use different ones. Lavender's good, of course. Fruity ones mixed together are good. Peppermint's good. And today, I want to use cinnamon and clove because I want to make this for the kitchen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of the carrier oil. To that, I'm going to add 15 drops of cinnamon and 15 drops of clove. Then we're going to take a funnel and we're going to put it into our container. Now, your container needs to be something that has a narrow lid. So we're going to go in with this. We're just going to pour it right into our bottle. And of course, you can fill it up as far as you want to. Then we're going to use our diffuser sticks. And all you do, you can get these on Amazon or anywhere, incidentally. You're going to put them in the top. Now, in order to get them going faster, what I do is I spray them down with rubbing alcohol. That opens the wood up and it starts to draw up that fragrance. Then let it sit overnight. When you come back the next day, take them out, shake them off, turn them over, and your fragrance will start to smell right away. From then on, it will diffuse up and out into the home. And every time you come home, you and everybody else will smell your signature fragrance. So experiment with all kinds of scents. I love doing this in my home, and I know you will too. For more information, go to queenofclean.com. Thanks for talking dirty with the Queen of Clean.
And we're getting ready to talk football forecast here. Here's some of the numbers for you. It does look like we will have temperatures that kick off in the 70s for these games. Could be a good forecast. We'll have more on this coming up. You're watching Fox 10 Midday.
You guys, it doesn't get much harder than this. Canning vodka seltzers. I am here at Deerfish Distilling Co. I am here with the co-owner and director of operations, Ashley Halford. Okay, Ashley, what are we doing this morning?
Well, we are canning up our fish hook variety watermelon lime. So you're putting them on the line, and this machine is filling them up and seaming them. And Lee's on the other side here. He's taking them off and weighing them, making sure that we have consistent fills.
Okay,
you're doing a great job.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna get Austin to help me out though. Thank you, Austin. Now tell me a little bit about Deerfish Distilling Co.
Okay, Deerfish Distilling Co. is Mobile's first craft distillery, owned and operated by two husband and wife duos of the Halford family. And we built Deerfish around storytelling, tradition, and our love for crafting small batch spirits. So we're super excited to finally open our doors downtown.
Love that. Okay, so you offer a few flavors here for your vodka seltzers. Tell me about that.
So Fish Hook is a vodka sparkling water. It's naturally flavored and it is crafted and canned right here on site. It is 7% ABV with 0 carbs and 0 sugars. And we've launched with 3 flavors: honeydew cucumber, satsuma peach, and watermelon lime, which is what we're canning here today.
All sound like amazing flavors. Now, you just launched, like you mentioned, you just opened up a retail shop, right?
Yes, so we have a retail shop right alongside here at the distillery, so folks can come in and pick up 4 packs of Fish Hook or their favorite Deerfish merch. And we also have an area we're working on to use for private and special events. And speaking of picking up Fish Hook, we just got into Cottage Hill package store, so we're super excited about that. And we're actually doing a free tasting there tomorrow at their location on Cottage Hill and Hillcrest from 11 to 1:30. So if you haven't tried it yet, stop by and get your first sips tomorrow.
So much fun, and yes, for anyone that hasn't tried it. Now, if anyone wants more information, where can they go? How can they find y'all?
So we're at 757 Government Street, right here in downtown, and folks can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Deerfish Distilling Co. or our website, deerfishdistilling.com.
All right, Ashley, thank you for that. Now, these aren't ready just yet, right?
Nope, they still got a little bit of quality control testing to go through and packaging, but we do have some over here for you if you want to give it a try.
Okay, we're gonna go to the retail shop, but we're gonna toss it back to the studio. We got a taste test here, guys.
Yes, right this way.
It's another weekend of high school football, and Theodore and Murphy getting the weekend started with a 6A region matchup. Murphy was looking to rebound after a historic 100-0 loss last week, while Theodore was coming off a 31-7 loss to Fairhope. To the action now, the Bobcats jumped out to an early lead thanks to 3 first-quarter touchdowns by Kendrick Abel. The Panthers offense, though, struggled throughout the night and was only able to get 2 first downs throughout the game. In the end, the Bobcats would walk away with a 31-0 win. Theodore will have a bye next week before playing their next game against Gulf Shores. In the meantime, Murphy will be back at home next week hosting Baldwin County. And then that wasn't the only game last night. We also saw a 2-A matchup between Central Hayneville Lions and the Chickasaw Chieftains. The Chieftains coming off the team's first win last week against Fruitdale, looking to keep their momentum going, and they did just that, scoring touchdowns in all 3 phases of the game to pull ahead and close out big. The final in this one, Chickasaw wins it 55-8. Up next, Chickasaw will look to keep a shot at the playoffs alive when they host Clark County. And tonight, the Big Friday kickoff gets underway with a full slate of games. Gulf Shores takes on St. Paul's in a big 6A matchup. Emily Cochran and Nicholas Herboso will be broadcasting live with full previews from the Dolphins and the Saints' big matchup. Our game of the week features the St. Michael Cardinals and the Jackson Aggies. Fox 10's Dacian Smith will have a preview and all of your highlights. Plus, Hustle and Hal Sherrick will preview the matchup between Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors and T.R. Miller. It all begins right here on Fox 10, so don't miss it.
And we're excited to talk about some nice weather here for our Friday. This is our Navigator Credit Union camera. You see a little bit of the construction going on there on the causeway, and it is a nice day, comfortable temperatures so far, and we're excited for this evening because temperatures will be in the 70s. It should be a nice one. Our all-in Credit Union tailgate weather forecast, mostly cloudy skies and comfortable temperatures. There is about a 5 to 10% chance of rain south of Interstate 10. If you're north of Interstate 10, you are fine. St. Paul's is where we're going to be, as we mentioned, taking on the Dolphins of Gulf Shores. 77 dropping to 74 degrees at the end of that game. Our game of the week, our Dacian Smith covering this one up in Jackson. Jackson Aggies taking on St. Michael. This is a big matchup here. 77 dropping to 72. At the end of the game with mostly cloudy skies. Don't think we have issues with the rain there. Other games going on across the area. J.U. Blackshear against St. Luke's here. 77 dropping to 74, mostly cloudy conditions. And up in Bruton, it's T.R. Miller taking on Cottage Hill Christian, or Hal Sherrick will have that one, 75 degrees, dropping to 72 at the end of the game. I mentioned the 5 to 10% chance of a shower. I think we do have that small chance. Look at south of Interstate 10. This is 6 o'clock on Friday. We're going to go to 7 and 8. And you can see in northwest Florida, there are just a couple showers that try to develop there. So keep that in mind if you're out this evening, but otherwise it is going to be a mostly dry picture here. 10 o'clock, even a couple showers trying to pass through there. Overnight tonight, we'll keep the mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be comfortable. It won't get as low as it was last night, but still comfortable temperatures. I think we'll take it. Dew points right now in the 60s. This is comfortable for us. 60 in Evergreen, 64 in Calvert, 63 in Bay Minette. This is in that kind of comfortable, noticeable category. Really not that bad at all, though, for humidity levels. Looking at the satellite picture, you can see that we do have that upper level cloud cover sticking around with us. Temperatures in the upper 70s right now. The muggy meter shows us going up, though. Look at this, getting all the way up to the close to the miserable category, definitely in the muggy category. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that's when more moisture. Look at the GFS forecast. We'll have a little disturbance here over the Bahamas, a little disturbance here in the northern Gulf. All these moving north. That means the entire region gets a rain chance this weekend. Saturday, I think we're fine. It's Sunday where we start to see the showers starting to roll in here. Monday here in the afternoon, you even see more showers going on, that chance for showers. Sunday and early next week continues even into Tuesday with some kind of chance of rain. After we go through our rainy period, so think about how this is going to work. Saturday is going to be kind of a continuation of today. Then Sunday through Tuesday, it's a rainier period. Becomes more scattered on Tuesday. Then after that, rain chances go lower, but it gets hot again, or very, very warm. 87 degrees on Wednesday is that temperature. Thursday might even be higher than that 85 that you see there. Definitely some warm days are ahead. Here's a 7-day outlook. So breaking this down again, today and tomorrow, very, very similar to each other. Comfortable morning, a decent afternoon. Rain moves in from south to north through the day on Sunday, so have your plans ready to be adjusted as the rain moves in. Then on Monday and into Tuesday here, temperatures still down down a bit, and then eventually they do go back up as we go through that long-range forecast. Are we seeing any fall air in that very long-range forecast? The answer, no. That's it. It's just no. We just don't see any really big fall air pushes at this moment. That could change in the long-range forecast model, so something to keep an eye on. But right now, not seeing it, so we're keeping those temperatures in the 80s all the way through that 10-day outlook.
All right, thank you, Nick. Well, Cracker Barrel is still picking up the pieces from its logo changes. Coffee lovers are sounding off, and retailers are revving up for fall sales. Fox Business correspondent Kelly Savory has today's business headlines.
Cracker Barrel has dumped the marketing firm which came up with its unsuccessful logo and restaurant update. After the social media backlash, it reverted to its previous logo and traditional restaurant designs. The company is also making some middle-level executive changes, saying they, quote, mark a strategic step forward as we sharpen our focus on consistently craveable food and warm country hospitality. You're paying more for coffee, but the Wall Street Journal says it appears coffee drinkers are paying it while complaining on social media. Roasted coffee prices at the grocery store are up 22% in the past year, more than any other item tracked by the government. Well, maybe you can save with some fall sales at big retailers. Amazon's Prime Big Deal Days runs from Tuesday, October 7th through Wednesday, October 8th. Target is holding its Circle Week from October 5th to the 11th. It's promising deeper than ever discounts on its deal of the day for all Target Circle members. The loyalty program is free to join. Kohl's will hold its 4-day Cyber Deals event starting October 6th through the 9th in store and online. Shoppers can earn $10 in Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. And Walmart's October Deals event is October 7th through the 12th. Walmart is promising savings up to 50% with no membership required. Walmart Plus members get a 5-hour head start on Monday. In Chicago, Kelly Saberi, Fox Business.
And in the meantime, Apple has removed tracking apps that alert people about sightings of immigration and customs enforcement agents in the area. These types of apps have been available on Apple App Store since the spring, but the removal follows a request from the Department of Justice. In a statement, Apple said it removed the apps Thursday after communication with law enforcement. Apple told the creator of Ice Block in an email the app does not comply with its App Store guidelines. President Donald Trump and his administration have argued the apps pose a threat to ICE agents, which Ice Block's creator calls, quote, patently false. The Justice Department, ICE, and the Department of Homeland Security did not immediately respond Friday to requests for comment. Also today, sending some stuff in the mail will soon cost just a little more. Starting next week, the United States Postal Service is boosting its prices for the 2025 holiday season. Officials say these adjustments are needed to help deal with the extra handling expenses that come during this busier than usual time of year. Priority Mail Express, Priority Mail, Ground Advantage, and Parcel Select will all be affected. The holiday pricing will expire on January 18th, and more information is available on the Postal Service website. Well, Amazon adds a new feature for its Prime members. We have that story coming up. Plus, Taylor Swift's album released at midnight. Some companies taking advantage and offering Swifties some good deals. Your Midday Talkers are next. Welcome into your Midday Talkers now. Customers needing to know when certain mail is on the way now get that info thanks to a brand new Postal Service app.
It's interesting. The U.S. Postal Service has launched a new app for keeping you informed about your mail.
Yeah, the new Informed Delivery mobile app lets customers manage letter-sized mail and packages from any place.
The app gives push notifications for updates on incoming mail and has a biometric login for security.
There's also enhanced package tracking capabilities, including scanning tracking numbers and barcodes.
Customers can also share that package status with others.
Yeah, the app is available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Informed delivery notifications can be also accessed through email at informeddelivery.usps.com.
I like this.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Very smart. Package tracking is such a huge thing.
Yes. About time, because you used to have to go online and plug in your tracking number and go through that whole process, which was time
to have it in your hand and be able to track it. It's not fun to pull up like Safari on the phone. And
right. Okay. I order a lot of packages, so this will be very handy for me as well, for sure.
Speaking of.
Yeah, well, Amazon adds a new shopping feature for its Prime members.
Yeah, so the company announced its Add to Delivery feature yesterday.
The feature allows shoppers to add more items to already completed orders that have yet to be delivered without an additional shipping fee.
The company says Add to Deliver is only limited to eligible items, including electronics, clothing, books, and grocery items.
Now, the feature has already been tested on some Prime member accounts, but it's now having a much broader rollout. Love this as well.
Cool. I'm assuming that there is kind of a time period thing too there, because
for sure. Yeah,
because you would have to kind of be like, oh, I forgot that. Let me just throw that on that.
This is going to be dangerous for me because I'm going to justify the fact that I don't have to pay the shipping now. So it's going to be nice and handy for Amazon users. Well, with the release of Taylor Swift's 12th studio album,
businesses across the country are offering deals fit for a showgirl.
Of course, we see this every time. Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, was released today at midnight.
Yes, businesses like Krispy Kreme and Wendy's are going full Swiftie with unique deals tailored to the theme of the album.
The donut chain is taking its original glazed donuts and turning them into shining orange donuts.
Fans can snag them only today in the $12 Spotlight dozen.
So Wendy's is also offering free fries for Swifties who make a purchase of $5 through the app or website. Krispy Kreme is always keeping up with the times, for sure. You listen to the whole album?
No, most of it. Most of it.
I only listened to a couple songs, so I can't really speak on it. What do you think about it? From a musician's perspective, right?
Songwriting, it is a demonstration in songwriting, in her songwriting. That is very, very clear. I was expecting a little more show. I was expecting, jazz hands a little bit more. And it's a little more tame than I thought. It sounds like her, though.
I agree. I listened to the first 2-3 songs. She's a lyrical genius, as we know, so I love listening to her lyrics because she's very quick, very smart with them. But yeah, curious to listen to the rest of the album as well. So listen to this now. A man stuck in the mud, a rapidly growing planet, and an already giant pumpkin.
What do these stories have to do with one another? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but they're all part of today's Take a Look at This with Patrick Cornell.
Welcome to our mishmash of sticky, spacey, squashy, and savory stories that have nothing in common. We start with sticky, as in this duck hunter in Maine squelching waist deep in mud. Police report the poor guy was simply trying to retrieve some ducks when he stepped out into the murk, which sucked him down. Apparently, those quicksand springs along coastlines are called honeypots. Who knew? Officers in an airboat pulled up to the scene and were able to slice through the suction to pop him out of the aforementioned honeypot. I promised you no continuity, so spacey we go, where a rogue planet is growing at a mind-bending rate. Ka 1107-7626, yes, that's its name. Ka 1107-7626 is 620 light years from Earth. The free-floating planet orbits no star. It is devouring gas and dust at an astronomical rate of 6.6 billion tons per second. Ka 1107-7626, that name is a mouthful, is billions of years younger than the planets in our solar system and already at least 5 times the mass of Jupiter. I'm pretty sure there's no connection between interstellar planets and pumpkins. Okay, they both start with P, and this one right here is pretty darn big. Colorado School of Mines engineering student Leif Ritter is the master grower behind this nearly 1,600-pound whopper, just one of his many larger-than-life creations.
I've been growing for 13 years. I've grown giant carrots, giant sunflowers, giant zucchinis, watermelon, tomatoes, basically anything giant, I've grown it.
And finally, maybe I do see a connection here. My bad. 'Tis the season for animals attacking and snacking on some pumpkins. At the Oregon Zoo, all manner of mammals chow down as October toils in and Halloween season begins. Or as the zoo so succinctly put it, let the gourd times roll. For Take a Look at This, all of this, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Roller coaster of stories right there. It's 11:50. Nick, where are we looking right now?
Dauphin Island, breezy conditions. Not the best boating weekend out there. We'll have more on the forecast coming up.
fall is officially here and pumpkin patches are popping up all across the country. But one church in Rhode Island is using its thousands of pumpkins for a higher purpose, raising money to help those in need. Sam Reed has this story.
Pulling up in Peacedale right outside of the Congregational Church is a tractor trailer. And inside, an assortment
big orange pumpkins. There were 3,000
of almost every kind of pumpkin one might imagine.
And then we have 3,000 to 3,500 of all these little pumpkins, white pumpkins and gourds.
That one's very big. Very big.
With an assembly line consisting of more than 100 volunteers passing the pumpkins to their perch.
Great arm workout, really.
In about 2 hours' time, all of them are unloaded.
I don't even know how many pounds of pumpkins we move.
While pumpkin patches are popping up all over, this is not only beautiful to look at.
I think it gets people in the mood to come together and support a community.
But there's an even bigger purpose for the pumpkins.
I think it's a great thing.
Money raised goes to the Warm Center's Welcome House that helps the homeless or those families in need of social services.
We serve about 5,000 adults a year, and this year we made 11,000 lunches for school-age children in our summer lunch program.
The housing situation, especially down here, has been incredibly difficult. Affordable housing is hard. We're seeing the rates of homelessness go up.
The church puts on this fall fundraiser, supported by a community that cares and run by a man with a lot of love.
I am the Pumpkin Man.
For the last 10 years, Walter Young has volunteered hundreds of hours each season.
Okay, I go home happy every day.
Resulting in more than $100,000 donated.
It's so heartwarming. I can't express how thrilling it is to see a community come together like this to help people who are in need.
The pumpkins are on loan from New Mexico. The distributor gets 60% of the purchase price. The Welcome House gets all additional funds.
I've known a lot of people who have been on the verge of homelessness. My family, when I was younger, was almost on the verge. So it's good to just be able to help out.
Each year, things have progressed with the pumpkins.
Because of your broadcast 2 years ago, we had people from all over the state.
Open through the end of October, it'll be all hands on deck daily.
It's a beautiful thing to do just to help another person.
And for those supporting the pumpkins with a purpose, it gives volunteers one, too.
To see these people come out for a community project in such force, it just, gives you joy.
I love that. Fall means pumpkins. Fall means football. We got a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, I want to talk about this. Excited to talk about this. Let's go forecast this afternoon. It is going to be still a little warm. 85 degrees in Mobile, 81 in Fairhope. That's not that bad. If you are out and about around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, which is football time, we could see a couple of showers south of Interstate 10. I don't think they will be long-lived, and I don't think they will really impact much. Just keep that in mind if you're out there. A lot of these kickoff temperatures in the 70s, 76 degrees, Saraland, Baldwin County, and mostly cloudy skies. Washington County, 76 degrees. I'm just going to go through some of these numbers. It's going to be a really comfortable night for football. There is going to be a little wind out of the east. Keep that in mind. It's football. Balls will be flying out in the air, so we could be dealing with a little bit of wind there. That continues into Saturday as well. That's why we have a high risk of rip currents down at the beaches. So keep that in mind if you're down at the beach. You're not going to be able to get in the water this weekend. It is going to be too rough. Fairhope Foley, 76 degrees. Excited to get down there at the end of the day today. And then that weekend outlook for you, 84 degrees on Saturday, partly cloudy. I have some band competitions on Saturday. I'm going to Goshen, Mississippi with the Fairhope High School Band for that competition. Looks like it's going to be a good one. A little bit of an easterly breeze. Sunday, the rain returns.
Where will you be for Big Friday kickoff tonight?
We will be at St. Paul's. Super excited for it. St. Paul's Gulf Shores.
Yeah, he and Emily always bring the energy. Be sure to tune in right here on Fox 10 for lots of football today, all of your headlines and weather forecasts. We'll see you on Fox 10 Live at 3. Happy Friday.